Good morning. Thank you, Mig, for telling me. I'm so tired. I didn't even go and look at the freaking mic this time, like I normally don't. But yeah, good morning. Bahadur, I think is how you pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I butcher it because I get annoyed when people butcher my name. Good morning. All right, so let me just say everything that I said before that you didn't hear. Um, so as you can see, I'm down right now. I did blow that first 25K account that renews next Friday. My 50K is close to blowing, which that renews on Monday. So I had already said I need to blow that no matter what anyway. And then the 25K account that I started on Monday that has a little less than half of the drawdown left. I've just been really distracted this morning, which I typically don't allow things to distract me. Like my phone is usually on do not disturb and things. But anytime I'm going to have the kids, good morning, trenches. Anytime I'm going to have the kids, I take my phone off of do not disturb. Because of course their mom will call me or text me to let me know she's on the way and things like that. But I had a phone call this morning. Somebody was asking me a medical question. So anytime somebody calls me for a medical question, I will answer because that is important. But during that conversation I think I took all four of the trades while I was on the phone, and I lost one. No. I wish I lost one. I lost 3 and broke even on 1. So 2 of them were actually like quote unquote valid setups. However, it followed a pattern that I talked about either in not yesterday. It was either in Monday's recap or Friday, I think. It could have been yesterday. I don't know. My mind's all over the place. But I talked about how like if certain levels like support or resistance levels goes through the bar, the previous reversal bar, before I get into a trade, that I don't know if I want to take those anymore. Like if it wicks through, that's fine. But if it goes through the bar of the candle, then I feel like I can remember that I lose a lot with that. And so it happened again this morning, and I think two of the 3 losses, if I'm not mistaken. One of the losses, I wasn't even supposed to be in that trade, but again, distractions. Oh, welcome, Diego. Thank you for the sub. I just told somebody yesterday, don't call me before yeah. Like since I'm just at the point of, I really didn't even want to trade anymore today, but I've told you guys I don't have like a daily loss limit or anything like that. You take every setup in the session, and that's the only way for you to properly develop your strategy and develop your edge. But I want to show you guys what I was talking about with the bar thing. The bar thingy. Hold on, I gotta figure out what level it was that I traded going back towards. I think the kids just got here. I think that was the current. Let me put the current open high low on. But yeah, I really didn't want to continue trading. I didn't want to stream. I didn't want to do anything. I really just want to go back to sleep, if I'm being completely honest, but I can't. So there's that. All right, so this was one of the trades here. It was divergence. Everything else, let's see if I could, right here. All right, so it was this trade right here. It was this buy. So everything else set up properly, but you see how I think that's the current open. It's either, yeah, that's the current open, but you see how the current open went through the bar of the previous reversal candle before I, traded. almost every time that happens, it loses. It's either the current open high low, the previous open high low, like, yeah. So anytime that happens, I run the risk of losing. So I've learned my lesson. I think that, like, especially when you're in the process of developing a strategy, you kind of get lost with, like, okay, I notice certain patterns, yes, but there's also other variables that come into play, like volume and things like that. So once you figure out one pattern, it's like, okay, well, I don't know if that other pattern even matters, because maybe it was this other thing. There's so many different variables, whether it's support and resistance, it's divergence, it's the VWAP, it's a new session high or low. It's so many different variables sometimes. And so when you figure out that one thing matters that you need to pay attention to, you kind of wonder, like, okay, well, there was 4 different variables with that trade. So maybe it was this one that made it something that you shouldn't trade versus something else. So now I know, like, if it goes through the body, there's only a couple of levels that can go through the body of the previous reversal candle where I still can trade, and that's my dynamic levels that move. I call those vectors. Let me see, is this, no, that's inner. The VWAP is okay. If it's the overnight high or low, it's fine. And then there's these other support and resistance levels on my charts. All of those are fine, but the current open high and low, really the high and low don't really matter. Those are dynamic, they move. So those are cool, but the current open and the prior open and close and the high and low, possibly, I don't really know. I don't really trade going back towards the prior high and low that often, so I don't know about those. But yeah, all the other levels that are on my chart, I cannot trade going back towards them. So yeah, that's the big lesson of this week. Have you ever tried price action? Yes, I have, and I hate it, Cameron. I don't like it. If you're talking about the 2-legged pullback, and yeah, it's a no for me. And I'll talk about that in just a second. I'm at work, so you know what that means. That means trenches, don't open your phone. If your stop loss was double on any of those trades, would they have worked? No. Nope. Even when I talked about yesterday how, like, all of my break evens yesterday, had I not broken even, all of them would have lost. And that's why my stop loss is where it is, because most of the time, like, I would say probably at least 80% of the time, if I get stopped out, it's going to completely reverse. Like, it's going past. So my stop loss is 24 ticks, 6 points. It's going past 12 points. Like, no question. So Cameron, the reason why I do not like the PATS system, and I actually have the Trade Devils PATS indicator. And I bought that because at one point, one of my friends who also trades, he likes that system. So, he was talking to me about it, and he was having decent success with it at the time. So, this was years ago, at least probably 2 years ago. So I was like, okay, well, let me see if I like it. I don't. The biggest thing for me is I don't like strategies where the risk to reward is extremely negative. And most of the time with that strategy, it is. I also don't like the fact that, you typically want to trade with, let's say, 2 contracts. One of them, you taking profit for 4 ticks, and then the second one you're letting run, right? Well, that's cute, But when you lose, which I see that strategy lose a lot, I'm actually in a Facebook group. It's the Max Price Action, the Max Pats group on Facebook. And another thing that bothers me with that strategy is my goal as I've been developing a strategy is something that allows me to be robotic, where I don't have to think a whole lot. Right now I have to think a whole lot because I'm still in the development stages, but I don't want anything where I have to think a whole lot because I am already an overthinker and I'm an overanalyzer. I'm extremely analytical, and at some point when I reach, at least my first past account and probably my first payout, I'll talk about my entire journey because I've been trading for a long time. It's just I just started to develop a Nasdaq scalping strategy. But yeah, I'll show you guys how analytical I really am. But anytime a strategy calls for you to have to analyze too much, it'll never work for me because I will analyze my way out of every trade. There's always going to be some kind of reason why I don't get into it. Right? Every single day that I log into Facebook and I look in that group, there is someone. We have a crude oil coming up in 8 minutes, you guys. But there's always someone posting a screenshot of the charts saying, hey, I lost this trade today. How come it didn't work? Now, of course, we all know that no strategy can be literally 100%. You are going to lose. I don't care if you win 99 out of 100. It's very unlikely that you will win 100 out of 100 unless you're just scalping for one tick at a time on something like the Nasdaq. But whenever someone posts a picture in that group and they ask, why did I lose this trade? Or how could this have been better? Or why do you think it lost? There's always 10 people at least on that in the comment section in the post, all explaining something totally different. They all are looking at the same exact chart, seeing something completely different. That does not work for me. What I wanted to do, which I've always talked about, how I don't know if I will ever teach. I don't know if I'll ever come out with a course. I don't care if I withdraw $3 million in a year. I still don't know if I'll ever come out with a course. And it's not to be selfish or anything, but I have been in the teaching space, the serving space, literally my entire life. I've been a nurse since I was 21. So, that's a lot of serving. And then even when I was in the entrepreneurial space, I, had to do a lot of events and coaching and teaching and managing teams of 1,000 people, 500, 700 people. Good morning. I was in the corporate space doing the same thing. And so I know how that can get, and it could be frustrating for me sometimes because sometimes you want it more than somebody else does. But if I ever decided to teach and to put a course out with my strategy, I want to make sure that if I have 100 people all looking at the same chart, everybody makes the same decision. And there's no thought process behind it. It's, hey, it just hit this level. We can't trade. We can't take this next sale. Hey, it's pulling back. We can't take this next buy because of XYZ. That's my goal. Because I just feel like people have different ways that they see things, ways that they analyze things. People have different stress levels. There's so many different factors that go into trading. And a lot of times it's not the strategy, it's the psychology. For me, it's the strategy. Because I'm in the process of developing it. I don't have a psychological issue. I don't go on tilt. I don't do any of those things. So when you factor in the whole psychology part of it, if the psych part of it is the reason why most people fail in trading, why would you have a strategy where people have to think too much and analyze too much? Because now you're going into the psych part of it, and that doesn't make sense. but I'm also a psych nurse, so I think about stuff like that. Like, I just don't like that strategy. Cameron, I have literally, so I've been trading for almost 10 years, off and on, way more off and on. Let me make that clear. But that's how I have a lot of experience. I started out in futures. I went to Forex. I went to binary options. I went back to Forex. I came back to futures. When I first started with Apex, and I'll show you guys, I just had a memory come up on my Facebook from a year ago. I was consistently like getting green days. Like, this is literally, you could see 1 year ago, right? The only problem is when I first started, I was more like intraday swinging. I don't like swing trading in any capacity. I used to swing trade for days, weeks, never months, but I think like 2 weeks was like the longest time I was ever in a trade. And yeah, when I first started with Apex, I kind of did the same thing. And I have a lot of memories like this, like just green. But it's always been a goal of mine and my friends to be scalpers. And I don't think anything's wrong with people who love swing trading or intraday swing trading. There's nothing wrong with it at all. If there's a 100-point move, I'd rather be able to scalp like 5 points at a time, maybe three to four good times, and just go about my business. I'm not someone who cares about getting the whole move. And then of course, with the trail and drawdown with Apex, I think it's good when you're a scalper. Of course, it can work when you're intraday swinging. You might have to start off with micros until you get past that threshold where the threshold goes, or the drawdown goes to static. Yeah, but I just always wanted to scalp. I want to be able to be on the charts for the first really hour and a half, but 2.5 hours is kind of pushing it for me, to be honest with you, because I'd rather not, but I'm okay with it. If I can make all the money that I need to make in the first 2.5 hours of the session and just trade basically 12.5 hours a week, I'm cool with that. I know some people like to trade literally all day, every day, or they sit there on their hands, and put alerts and just make 1 or 2 trades a day, but not me. I don't want to be on the charts all day. I don't want to feel like this is a job again, even though, when you reach a level of success that works for you, it could, even if it is a job, it's a very high paying job. But I mean, I work 12.5 hour to 14-hour shifts for 10 years. So being on the charts all day is not for me. Good morning, baby. We doing your hair today, okay? Okay. What you got in your hands? What is it? Okay. Okay, go ahead. That's why I try to just stick with support and resistance and 2 other indicators. It's very simple because I'd overthink. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, most of most of the indicators on my charts are just to show different levels of support and resistance. That's it. Besides the indicator that I use that show like my dynamic level, so I know when they're out of order, because when they're out of order, I know that it's going to be choppy and to just stay out of the market. Oh, he can be in here, Granny. It's fine. Yeah, besides that, everything else is just support and resistance levels. So my nephew. But yeah, I would just completely overthink. I can't. I just can't do it. It looks like it. So yeah, let's see how the rest of the session goes, though. I mean, I'm not as distracted. I mean, the kids are here, but I'm not as distracted now. So let's see. I haven't missed any trades even during the time I've been talking to y'all. Oh, jeez. He's about to have so many toys in here. What all are you bringing in here, child? Oh, we did have not there. Okay. So I have to wait for a couple of reversals before I can start trading again with the 9:30 news. So I have to wait for, let's see, 1, 2. I have to wait for a pullback. Then I have to wait for the actual reversal, and then I can start trading again. Because technically this swing down was part of the news, even though the news didn't really do much, but I always consider that like fake volume or fake volatility because it was part of the news. So I can't take that into consideration when I'm trading because I trade based off of volume. So, ooh, that looks fun. That's so funny. The thing that he just brought over here is something that I was thinking about buying them off of Amazon. I saw it. It's like these magnet building things. They already have it. Of course they do. You building? You want to do it on the bed? Or you want to stay on the floor? Okay, you want to stay on the floor. Alright, so that's the first. That's the second, and I could start trading again. What happened to. Oh, bless you. I'm gonna get this together though. I promise y'all I am. And we gonna all look back like, look how trash that system was at that time. I'm so close. Like, I'm really just right there. It's just little small things like the level going through the bar of the previous reversal. It's just like little small things like that. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, and I can trade again. But I won't trade there. It's a prime low right there, so the way that it just reversed up off of that prime low, I'm not gonna come back down towards it, so let's see what happens. This might sound really weird, but I actually get relieved when I blow accounts. It sounds very weird, but I am relieved when I do, because especially because like before I was blowing it, like, you know, as when you're first developing your strategy, you're blowing accounts super fast, like blowing it in the first week, and you know, all right, well, I'm going into next week with only one account, and you know, slowly over time my accounts have been lasting longer. Right before the great reset earlier this week, or earlier this month, or it might have been last month, I can't remember, but I was trading 4 out of my 5 accounts at a time, so that let me know, like, hey, you're getting closer. So it's just a matter of just finishing this thing on out. But I know I'm getting closer and closer. That's equal volume. I can't. All right, now 15:27. What are you doing? You doing what? Ooh, that's nice. I'm gonna go back to. All right, so Monday. Whoa, are you okay? Too much volume. Huh? What do you want? Oh, open the door for you? Okay. You dropped some. I was initially interested in this buy, but there wasn't enough volume, and yeah, I would have lost because of it. What was I going to look at? Was it yesterday? Did it happen? No. It happened on one of these days. I remember talking about it. Maybe it was Friday. So 1 bar pullback. Maybe it was Friday. I don't know. Why does that look like that? I don't understand. All right. Now that that's handled, I wonder if this is going to... I didn't take this because it was after the 1 bar pullback, but it looks, yeah, it would have won. Usually the only thing I can't take after a 1 bar pullback is divergence, and that wasn't divergence, so I definitely could have taken that trade. At this point, I just really don't even care. If I'm being honest. Something else I noticed earlier, I don't think that I used to not do this and then I started back again, but I think it was just other things that were causing me to lose at these levels. But like there was a sale earlier at the current open. You guys know that's a support level for me. But as I said before, you know, we all know support can become resistance and vice versa. I was starting to lose when I was like trading opposite at those levels, but I think it was other variables that were part of the issue. So because I think like almost every trade for the last probably 4 days, 4 to 5 trading days, that happened, the opposite trade actually worked at those levels. So I don't know. I'm gonna I don't like that. I know I will slip on these if I don't get them up out the way now. kids just leave things everywhere without a care in the world. Alright. Not gonna trade going back towards that. All right. I'm really thinking about getting to the point of not trading past 10 o'clock. I know at some point I'm gonna do it. I used to really love my 8:30 to 9:30, get off and get on with my life. But there can be so many good setups after 9:30, at least until 11. After 11, I'm not watching that mess anymore. Let's look at. I'll take this sell. Whatever happens, happens. Of course, the VWAP is not going to hold. I'll get back below it. The VWAP holds, I should be okay. And it's not going to. Come on. Like, come on. So annoying. Alright, how much do I have left on this account? Alright, the 50K is about to be gone on the next trade. So I only have the 125K account left. Which, as long as that account lasts through the rest of the week, I'm fine. Even if it blows on Friday, I'm fine. New account coming Monday. Well, not really a new account. Old account coming back Monday. And there's the annoyance with having a tight stop. Because right now, I would have been setting my break even. Because it just hit a rotation level, but I'm not changing my stop loss. I'll be alright. I don't really get stopped out by a couple of ticks often. This is what I just talked about earlier. Like, probably about 80% of the time when I get stopped out, it's just reversing. But that's kind of annoying. What did the... by 2 ticks. And this is not... I think I actually want to get rid of this setup, to be honest. I have like a little note. I've been wanting to possibly get rid of it anyway, which I probably will. One less setup is good for me. We'll see. We will see. All right, one more trade. Let's see. Where's my, you know what? Let me look at. Yeah, it doesn't even set up a whole lot. Okay, well. Yeah, it doesn't set up a lot. I think I would rather just not trade it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get rid of that setup actually. And I see like in my back testing documents that when it does set up with that, the way it rotated over my minor level, I just don't, it doesn't trade well. So I'm gonna just get rid of it altogether. That works for me. One less thing to think about. This is so choppy right here. Choppy, choppy, choppy. I start writing in my trade journal. I just want to be done as soon as possible. Alright, so it looks like I took like 5 trades today. Alright. Yeah, that's the same pattern as earlier. Alright, let's see. Still pushing up. see, that was 3 ticks. Are we not gonna pull back or what? Let me go look. Is that like 135 ticks? Alright, Alright, looks like it might start pulling back. I can't tell. I can't do anything until there's at least a 10-point pullback. Let me see. This is Hello. You got a snotty nose. You looking for your magnets? Here you go.
Give me.
You don't say give me to me. No. You rude. No, you. Alright, what is... Where is my red pen? When I'm writing in my trade journal, like writing all the trades for today, I always write the trades that I took and also trades that I missed or like just didn't take because I questioned whatever. But one of the things that I do is I like, if it is an invalid trade, I will like circle the reason why. So with every trade, I just write down what the chart looked like. And I do that so that when I'm going back and looking at different journal entries, I can kind of like look at the red boxes to see like what mistakes I was making. Or that's also how I figure out like that something needs to be a rule. So, and I can see like what my profit and loss and win-loss ratio would be if I didn't have those factors, those variables causing havoc. Let's see. Yes. Alright, so that one was fine. Oh yeah, we have medium impact news. Why didn't I take that trade? I don't even know. Alright, I heard the ding dong, so we must have had a reversal bar. We did. I'm interested to see what my volume pattern works here, but then the seller pressure came in because we came from a resistance level. I would have broken even no matter what. And there's a take profit. Yeah, that was a perfect setup. I just don't know if I could have broken even or not. Alright, let me go back to filling out my trade journal. Oh, that's out of order. I started with a double top. this. Let's see, 99.25. My nephew's coming in here because he just got in trouble. Hello. I hear you in there getting in trouble. Ooh, your nose looks nasty. No. You do not do that. You get tissue. Come on, let's get tissue. Use this cover. You what? You want to watch my phone? Where is your tablet? What do you want to watch? What do you want to watch? Okay, here's your Elmo. What you want to watch?
I want to watch Elmo.
You want? So you have an Elmo. You want to watch Elmo?
Yeah, I want Elmo. I want the Elmo. Wait, get your Elmo.
Okay, well you figure it out. Go ahead.
Get your Elmo.
Which one?
Get your Elmo. Get your Elmo. Get your Elmo.
You say kitchen Elmo?
Yeah, kitchen. Hold on, I'm gonna say Elmo.
was I doing? Oh. No, I don't know what I was doing. I don't even remember what I was writing. We about to do your hair in a minute. It's not that. So, still just waiting on a pullback. What? Stop whining. You drive me insane with that. Stop. No, stop clicking buttons. If you stop clicking buttons, you don't need all of that. I feel like alright, I highly doubt I'm gonna get any more. Well, maybe if this pulls back, I will. I was just gonna get off the charts, honestly. I'm kind of over today. Of course. Freaking course. I'm looking for a buy, however. Might pull back too far. I'm looking for it to stall around here first, which is not stalling. Just keeps going, going, and going. Your sister sleep? Hey. Little boy. Is your sister asleep? Yo, like, what the hell? It's taking everything in me not to just close my charts, get off the stream, and go. I'd rather just be doing nothing right now. So I'm done filling out my trade journal, and oh, that's what I wanted to do. So I took 5 trades. One of them off the rip, I just shouldn't have been in. Again, I was distracted this morning. 2 of the other losses are based on the whole me not taking trades if the previous reversal bar, if a support or resistance level goes through the body of that candle. And then the 4th loss was the setup I said I don't really want to take anymore. When I went and looked at my Excel spreadsheets, like in my Excel spreadsheet, I have like a different tab for every setup. So sometimes, like when I'm on the stream and you see my face get really bright, it's because I'm looking at Excel. I have dark charts in, the white from the Excel. But sometimes I like to go back to that data and just kind of look, because if I have a setup that doesn't really like set up that often, I would rather just not trade it at all. Just because if I'm not seeing that pattern consistently, I'm gonna forget something with it, So I would rather just not trade it personally, and that's one of them. It doesn't set up often, and that particular pattern, the way it's set up, when I looked with the backtest data, and then at some point I was like recording my actual trades as I was taking them like day to day. I stopped doing that because when I changed my Renko settings, I just felt like I wasn't gonna do it again yet, but I will. But when I looked, that particular pattern lost all but one time. I didn't realize that at the time. Hello, All Is One Money. Thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Inverse fair value get moved to the upside. You must be an ICT trader. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, so that particular setup, I'm just not gonna trade it very much anymore, which works out for me. That's fine, and that's that. So we'll see how the rest of the week ends. I mean, at this point, with the one account that I started this week, because it's less than half the drawdown left, I don't even really care about that account anymore, if I'm being real. If I could bring it back, I can. That's fine, but I don't really care anymore. I'm just looking forward to Monday with the fresh account that's coming back. That'll let me know my progress. Not trying to bring accounts back. I'm not quite sure. After the stream and after I record the recap video, I'm probably just going to go ahead and blow the 50K that renews on Monday. I'm probably going to blow that on purpose today so that it's not even tradable for the rest of the week, and I'll just have the one account to trade. And that's just because it's only like $90 in drawdown left. So if I get caught in a trade and it starts to go against me a little bit, it's gonna fail anyway. And I'd rather just get it out the way now, honestly. Which might sound crazy, but I'd rather just get it out the way now. Trade the last 2 days of the week with the one account. Hopefully that doesn't blow. If it does, then either I will, if it blows tomorrow, I'll probably either sim trade on Friday or just not trade at all and just sleep in and not really give a damn, honestly. And then I could just on Saturday or Friday when the market closes, then I'll look through and see what the trades would have been like. But whenever I get towards the end of the week, honestly, I just look at like what were the lessons of the week, and not like Thursdays and Friday. Usually Wednesdays is when I figure out something. Then Thursdays and Fridays is kind of like the same thing. And then, you know, you have to sit through the weekend. You get annoyed because it's like, I want the markets to open so I could, you know, see if there's more things for me to figure out. And that's just kind of how I am, honestly. Yeah. It's just where I'm at. I respect the fact that you went live because a lot of us can't do what you're doing right now. Thank you. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. It took a long time for me to start this YouTube channel because number one, I really wanted to possibly go back to my old channel, but also because like part of me wanted to come to YouTube when I felt like I had my strategy figured out, because I've been building it for, well, this particular strategy for a little over probably 7 months now. But I've only been trading like volume based since Christmas. So that was such a huge difference in how I was trading before. So I knew I was going to give myself about 2 to 3 months to like really figure it out. Of course, I always have big goals of figuring it out before then, but I know it takes time, so I'm not bothered. With my other channel, like there were certain videos that I made, specifically mainly the videos that I made about Dave Ramsey and his teachings and stuff. I got like real life trolls. Like I have a whole video showing some of the crazy comments that I got, a lot of them racist and things like that. So part of me wanted to wait until I had my strategy together before I came to YouTube, because even though like trolls don't really bother me, I've gotten cyberbullied before. So trolls from random people, when I've gotten cyberbullied from people that I actually know in real life, doesn't bother me. It's easy to just block random people online. But at the end of the day, I'm somebody who likes to put out content that's going to help people in some kind of way, shape, or form. And what I did not want to do was come to YouTube already in a certain level of success to where it looks to a newbie like, oh, you could just figure it out really, really fast and be okay. I wanted to show the realism of developing a strategy if that's what you want to do. I've tried a lot of strategies and I didn't like any of them, so I decided to make one of my own. So I wanted to just show people like the reality of things. Like you will go on droughts. Now my droughts are just because my strategy isn't where it needs to be, so it is what it is. But yeah, there are not a lot of people on YouTube who are transparent, or they're transparent to a certain degree. If you're not 100% transparent, I don't want to watch you, and I don't think that you're good for the marketplace. I don't think that you're good for the community, because it gives this false sense of hope and this false sense of reality, and that's just not good to me personally. You have people who would never go live because they don't want people to see them fail. For me, I don't see what I'm doing as failing. I guess I look at things as failing forward, because the only way for you to get where you want to be, you have to fail first. Like it's almost impossible for you to just succeed right out the gate unless you have somebody who's already succeeding holding your hand. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, I think it's good for people to see like the frustrations of things. Now, one thing that you won't ever see is me go on tilt, which is something that some people can learn from. That's just not my personality. Um, but yeah, it can be hard to be live, you know, and then you have some people who I've noticed that there are some people who go live every morning and you don't ever see them take a trade. They'll have all these different charts up talking about the market, but you'll never see them take a trade. And the only time they'll do summary videos is if they were positive for the day. So if you don't see a video from them 3 out of the 5 days of the week, it was because they were negative and you could tell. But for me, look, I'll show the nitty gritty. I don't care. Um, and I'm someone who's very like unbiased. I welcome people to talk about different things. I don't really care. Um, the only thing for me that I don't like when I watch other streamers who, they've been streaming for a long time, so they have, 200 to 300 people watching them, or sometimes even there are some people who have 1,000 people watching them while they're live. The one thing I don't like is when people are really overbearing with trying to give advice that's not asked for. And the only reason why I feel that way is because, like you said, it takes a lot to come to YouTube. And most of us are only here to share our journeys. There are some of us who have no desire at any point in time to ever teach, come out with a course or anything, share like anything. We're just literally here to share our journeys with others, to show people the reality of trading and encourage people and inspire people. And that's that. There's no hidden agendas or anything. So I think that sometimes some people can be really overbearing. I've seen people I saw a guy, what was this, yesterday or the day before, who was like, the person had showed, they're a scalper. They scalp way different than I do, but they're a scalper. And I think it was a comment on a video where they were talking about how they had a lot of money in payouts so far this year. And the person was like, oh, you shouldn't be scalping. If you pay me $3,000, I'll show you 3 of my strategies that you need to be trading. First of all, how can you tell somebody who has made almost $35,000 this year already trading with their scalping strategy that they need to pay you $3,000 to learn your strategy? That's crazy. Good morning. How are you? You still like your hair? Yeah. Did you sleep with your bonnet? Girl. But yeah, that's the only thing that I don't like about the trading space. But I mean, that's people online, period. People just are really overbearing with their opinions and trying to sell you things, and just let people do what they do. If somebody's looking for advice, they'll ask for it. Trust me. Now, it's different if, I love when people are like, hey, I'm looking at this level, to become resistance, and that's when I'm going to start trading. Or, hey, we have a major level up here, watch out, because it could be something where that's not a level I have on my chart. So, things like that. But if you are telling somebody they need to change this, that's not what they on YouTube for. Today is a crazy day before. Yeah, honestly, Joe Sam, what I'm probably going to do this weekend is I'm going to look back at some of the other weeks where we had the Fed press conferences, the FOMC. I'm probably going to look back at some of those other weeks to see if my strategy makes sense, what it is at this moment makes sense for the days leading up to that. Because if historically I'm not going to get very many trades until basically Thursday, because the conferences are at 1 o'clock, I get off the charts at 11. So if historically speaking, it's pointless for me to be on the charts until Thursday. Guess what I'm going to do in the future? The week of FOMC, you won't see me until Thursday. Like, I'm cool with that. I don't have a need to trade every single day. I just do because I'm still in the process of developing things, you know? But we'll see. I still haven't had any setups. And I highly doubt I will in these last 15 minutes. Sorry, guys. It's going to get a little loud. Both my niece and nephew are in here now. Oh, girl, you got a skirt on? You look cute. But yeah, I just want to get where I want to get to soon. Like, I think the most frustrating part of trading, my entire trading journey for me, even though it's been a long time and I've traded more off than on over the years, I think the most frustrating thing for me is the fact that, like, I am somebody who, like, historically in my life, anything I put my mind to, I do it, and I do it well. Like, to the point where if there's a job that I want, if I really actually want that job, I see. Who is that? It's Jasmine from Aladdin. She's so pretty. If there is a job that I really want, I'm going to get it, like, without even having to interview for it, kind of thing. When I'm just applying for a job just because, like, no lie, about a month ago, I hit up my nursing agency and I was like, hey, can you find me a PRN job? I don't really want the job. This is what I really want to focus on. But when you've been focusing on it for so long and you're so used to having that backup plan, and that backup plan is not there and this is all you can do, like, it gets frustrating. So I was like, yeah, go ahead and try to find me a job. I had them apply for one and I literally did not want the job. And guess what? I didn't get it. I didn't even interview, like, or anything. I know part of the reason why I probably didn't get it is because I do have a gap in my work history now, because I've taken the last about year off. I did, like, work for a week, like in August. But I knew that was, like, the problem, but that wasn't a problem in the past. I took 3.5 years off and got a job within a week of applying. So that wasn't the problem. It's just the fact that I really don't want the job, you know? So with trading, this is, like, the one thing in my lifetime that I've put my mind to and I have not excelled at it yet. Well, I have, but not the way I want to. So I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I think about going back to intraday swinging and I just don't, I literally don't want to do that. I just don't. This is the way I want to trade and I'm going to figure it out. I know some people who trade, you know, the Nasdaq, feel like there's not consistent patterns and it's just a crackhead and it just does what it wants to do. There are consistent patterns depending on what charts you look at. I see consistent patterns. It's just a matter of making this into a strategy that I can be consistent with. And that's kind of been the hard part, is just developing that. But I'm going to get there. I am. It's going to take me a little bit more time. All your trades came in before the New York Open this week. And even though you made $12,000, it's really been a bad week. So I'm going to sit the rest of this week out. Well, congratulations on making $12,000. And if that's a bad week, I would love that kind of bad week. But I feel what you're saying, though. I definitely feel what you're saying. And yeah, if you know that it's time to sit out, it's time to sit out. Now, for me, I can't trade before the New York Open. Mainly because I've been a night owl literally my entire life. And even though I haven't worked overnight as a nurse for, like, well over a year and a half, my entire nursing career, even, I always worked overnight, 7 p to 7:30 a. And even though I've been waking up for the New York session consistently for like 8 months now, it doesn't matter how much like sleep I get. I can wake up for the New York session and I'd be wide awake until like 2 a.m. Like I have to purposely shut my body down by 2 a.m. Because if it was up to me, I wouldn't even be sleepy, even being up all day. But because I can't really go to sleep until 2 a.m., there's no way I could trade before the New York Open. And at one point in time last year, I was trading from sun up to sundown. Now, I wouldn't be staring at the charts the entire time, but my charts would be open. I would have different alerts on the charts and things like that. I would be purposely waking up for London session, being up until 3:30 a.m., and then going back to sleep and being back up at 7 a.m. Because I did about last year sometime, I was trading like even after I stopped the overnight session, I was starting my session at 7 a.m. and I would end it at like 10 a.m. No, you're not getting chips at 10:45 in the morning. Sorry. Yeah, I would start at 7 a.m. I would end at 10, I think. And then I would get back on the charts from like 12 to 2. I'm just somebody, I just can't do that. I can't. I need to get all of my trading in a couple of hours, because by then it's just the fatigue starts to set in. My eyes start getting tired and I'm just tired of looking at the charts. I don't want to feel like this is another job. Otherwise, I'll just go back to a job. It's just how I feel. I don't know. Could be a bad way of thinking, but also with the way that I've been trading, the better setups is from 8:30 to about 9:45, 10 o'clock. 10 to 11, still really good setups, but the market gets so slow that I start to get irritated, honestly. So I know that eventually, like once I start getting evals under my, not evals, PAs under my belt, and I'm starting to get consistent payouts, you guys will probably see me get off the stream at 10. I'll probably stream for an hour, get off the charts, and go live life. So that's probably what it's going to be like. Let's see. We can't trade that pullback. Hey, Granny. I'm coming out in 10 minutes. I've already filled out my trade journal and everything. That yogurt is in there, but my problem with that yogurt is it has so much sugar in it yesterday, and that's why he didn't want to eat any real food. You want some eggs? No, you're not getting chips. Yeah, I don't even think they like oatmeal. I think it's texture for them. Do you want eggs? What do you want? Not happening. Do you want yogurt?
No.
Did you just yell at me? You're not getting chips. It's 10:45 in the morning and I know you haven't eaten breakfast. So do you want yogurt? Okay, well that's unfortunate. At some point you'll get so hungry that you'll take whatever. So we'll wait till we get to that point. You don't have to give him nothing. He'll just waste it. It's not happening. No. All you ate yesterday was chips. You refused to eat anything else. So you're not doing that again. You got lucky yesterday because I was tired and I wasn't paying attention. No. Good morning, 4.0. Am I taking any trades? If I have a setup, yeah. I don't have a setup right now. And I'm only going to be on the stream for another 10 minutes because I end at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, because after that, my strategy is just, well, really, I don't like to watch the market after that. And my strategy gets kind of inconsistent between 11 and 12, and I don't come back in the afternoon. It's your first time? Welcome. So a little bit about me. I've been trading for 10 years off and on. I've traded futures, binary options, Forex. I have been developing a strategy for the Nasdaq, scalping the Nasdaq for the last probably 6 to 8 months. But around Christmas is when I became more volume based. So I am still in the process of trying to kind of get my rules and parameters together. And it's probably going to take like another month. So you'll see reds a lot over here. I'm very transparent. I have no problem with transparency. What else? Yeah, the Nasdaq is the only thing that I trade. I do not look at any other charts. I actually trade on Rinkos, not time-based candles, but because I literally just changed my Rinko size. I think it was Wednesday of last week. So I don't use Rinkos on the screen that you guys see because at some point in time, I'm probably going to change the Rinko settings like I did finally on Wednesday. And then also it just protects me from the giving financial advice type of thing. Yeah. Good morning. Oh, I don't want to mispronounce your name. Taiwo, maybe? Thank you for the sub. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, so I do take trades on stream. I always start the stream at 9 a.m. I actually start trading at the open, but the first 30 minutes can be extremely chaotic and I want to be able to concentrate. Probably at some point, like once I'm like really settled into my strategy, I probably will start at the market open, honestly. It's just right now I don't want to because I want to be able to concentrate. But yeah, so that is everything about me. I did show earlier. I haven't been. Oh, I'm getting a phone call, but I can't get out of this thing. I have this guided access mode on my. Yeah, so right now I'm just trading evals. I have not passed my first eval yet. I've been with Apex for about maybe a year and a couple of months. I've gotten close a couple of times when I was intraday swinging, but because I did not want to intraday swing, I just left it at that. And now the couple of times that I've gotten probably like about 40% of the way there, I just purposely failed the evals because I knew my strategy wasn't ready yet. I did just fail an eval earlier this morning. That account actually renews on the 9th, so it was going to be a fail anyway. And then I have another eval. I'm trading 3 accounts right now. So my other one, after I get off the stream today, I'm going to purposely fail it. There's only like $90 left in drawdown and it renews on Monday, so it needs to be in a failed state so that I can get the free reset. So the rest of the week I'll only be trading my last 25k account, and then one of the old ones will come back on Monday. So I do daily recaps, and in the daily recaps is when I actually show like my account balances, the drawdown that's left, because I think that that's important to be able to see the progress or lack thereof in the account balances and the threshold and things like that. For me, when I fail evals, I just know my strategy's not ready, because since I'm only scalping for 6 points at a time, there's literally no other way for me to hit the trail and drawdown except for the fact that my strategy's not where it needs to be. That's the only way. Because it's not like I have super huge swings in my P&L during my trades. It's either take profit, full loss, or a break even, because I do use an auto break even. How much time we have left? 5 minutes. The other thing that I did not like earlier, and I don't know if you guys paid attention if you were in here earlier, was my data lag is, I don't know what's up with Rhythmic For like the last week and a half, I have eyelash in my eye. For the last week and a half, the data lag has just been pretty ridiculous. Like I think earlier this morning, it started off at like 0.6 seconds. That's a lot. And I know it's not my internet. I have very high speed internet. It's just rhythmic. I want this eyelash to go away. And I can't get it to. Jeez. But yeah, so that's a little bit about me. At some point in time, I am going to do a video just talking about my overall journey. I've gone through a lot in the trading space. I've been scammed before, which that person, if I'm not mistaken, is actually still in jail right now. I'll probably do a story time about that on this channel, or yeah, I'll probably do a story time on this channel about it. It's on my other channel, but I don't want to re-upload that video, so I'll probably just do a whole story time about that, or just briefly talk about it when I talk about my trading journey. But it's been a long time coming. When I get to where I want to be, it's going to be very rewarding, and I might take a little break from trading just because. But this is like the first time where I've actually had full focus on trading. I shut down my credit repair business back in August, at the end of August. So I've been solely focused on trading since September 1st. And this is like the longest that I've actually traded consistently, because I would trade for a couple months. I get frustrated. I say, F this. I have a high paying career. I'm out of here and I'll see you later. And then I'll quit for 6 to 12 months at a time. He's such a troll. All right. When is the last time I had a trade after 10 o'clock? Oh, I did have one today that I just didn't take. I was just looking at it. I had a trade after 10 yesterday. Just one though. I really hope that tomorrow and Friday we have some good movement, because it's not very often that I only get a couple of valid trades in a day. Like I'm used to 10 to 15, sometimes more than that. So when I'm only getting 1 or 2 valid trades in a session a day, and like multiple days in a week and multiple days in a row, that's pretty annoying. Yeah. Especially when that 1 or 2 valid trade is a loss. All right. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, because even if this pulls back, I'm not going to be able to trade that, and the session ends in like 20 seconds anyway. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Welcome to all the new subscribers and the new viewers. I go live every morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time until 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I thank you guys for tuning in at the beginning of my YouTube journey. I'm very grateful for that. At some point in the future, I'm going to do giveaways and things like that. So you definitely want to stick around. I will put out the recap video at 5 p.m. tonight. I always do 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I just do that because I know at the time that I'm trading, a lot of other people are trading too, so they aren't able to really tune in. And sometimes you just want to see a shorter recap of like the trades that someone took. And so you can watch that video at 5 p.m. tonight. Other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Good luck with the rest of your sessions today.